Bryan Gaiser is an investment advisor representative of Advisory Alpha LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. All opinions expressed by Bryan Gaiser are solely his own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Advisory Alpha. This recording is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for investment decisions. Investment advisory and financial planning services offered through Advisory Alpha LLC, a registered investment advisor. Insurance, coaching, and educational services offered through Gaiser Financial Group. Gaiser Financial Group is a separate and unaffiliated entity of Advisory Alpha LLC. While tax and legal services may be discussed in the general course of financial and investment planning, Advisory Alpha does not provide tax or legal services. Please consult with your tax or legal professional prior to making decisions related to these issues. This material is not endorsed or approved by the Social Security Office or any other government agency. An annuity is a long-term financial product designed largely for asset accumulation and retirement needs. All guarantees are backed by the claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. All opinions expressed by externally cited sources are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Advisory Alpha. This is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for investment decisions. The case studies presented reflects the specific circumstances of one client and should not be considered a guarantee that another client or potential client may experience the same or certain level of results. This is for informational purposes only and should not be construed as investment recommendations or solicitation. Names have been changed to protect the anonymity of clients and are not testimonials in nature. Learn, grow, and take charge of your retirement. This is the Wealth Through Wisdom podcast with financial advisor Bryan Gaiser, founder of Gaiser Financial Group.
All right, Bryan, the theme of the show today is headlines we're hearing about and how does it affect me? That's what we're going to break down a little bit here in this conversation, okay?
Big league. Yep. Yes, we are.
So coming up this half hour, talking about Social Security, all the things you're hearing about the insolvency, and just what does it mean really for you and how to understand it. We're not fear mongers. We believe in solving problems, not creating more fear. So we're going to talk about what's really going on and options that you have. I want to ask you that coming up this half hour, Bryan. But let's start with the interest rate conversation. Obviously, one that we're seeing all kinds of headlines about because we did see some initial cuts. There are more cuts expected before the new year. So in the past few years, as interest rates have been going up, there was lots of talk about all the billions of dollars that were going into CDs and money markets because of the interest rate opportunities. Millions of boomers looking for income in retirement. There were record number of annuities that were being sold each month. Again, just taking advantage of the circumstance, Bryan. Now there's an article in the Wall Street Journal talking about billions of dollars that are pouring into dividend-paying stocks. So let's talk about what we need to know as you want to address the current interest rate climate, what you're doing with this information as things change, and also this idea about dividend-paying stocks. How are you using and applying them at Gaiser Financial?
Dividend-paying stocks is a big part of what we do from a growth standpoint at retirement, right? I like growth stocks, but growth stocks have much lower dividends in most cases. Yeah. And for obvious reasons, that means they're putting more money back into the business as opposed to paying it in a dividend, right? Okay. Or value stock is a great way to kind of build through retirement because slow and steady wins the race. You're not trying to hit a grand slam, trying to get on first and second a lot. Mm-hmm. The beauty of dividends, when your stock price starts to drop, right, and it's dividend paying time and you're reinvesting those dividends, then you're getting more shares. Okay. And at some point, those will turn around and go back. That's the idea behind it, right? Those particular companies will grow again. But it's okay. So when things are weak, your dividends are buying more shares. Mm-hmm. When things are strong, you're still buying shares. You're still multiplying your shares. I'm a big mindset of multiply shares of quality companies. Okay. Buy quality and diversify is a big way to put it. And just keep doing that. That's a great growth pot for you because the more shares you have, the more boats you have. The more boats you have, the more things work, more instruments working for you, right? So the more shares you have, the more instruments working for you, the more you make. And over time, that'll win out, especially when you're in retirement. Growth stock could lose 50% in a day, 40% in a day. I mean, you've seen some big, huge drops from individual growth stock. Nothing wrong with growth stock. It has its place, too, in a small section of your retirement, potentially, depending on how much you save. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the big thing. And another thing folks will use it for that I work with, like I have a gentleman that has his portfolios, say, taking his Roth and taking his traditional, right? Okay. So his Roth has about almost about 23,000 in dividend stock coming in. So that's 23,000. He doesn't work anymore. So he can't contribute to his Roth. He can't contribute to his IRA. Well, those dividends can. So they're perpetually buying back in and buying back in and adding to his shares.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And then in addition to that, now this is if you choose, don't send me a check every quarter, right?
Yeah.
In addition to that, his IRA is pulling out about 11,000.
Okay.
So if you take that 23 and that 11,000, that's about 34,000 a year in dividend stocks coming in. Mm-hmm. Well, say, about every 3 or 4 years, he's saying, hey, if I need a car, I'll probably just take part of my traditional and part of my Roth dividends. I'll take that in a check form and I'll trade in my car and get a new car and use those funds to do it.
Okay.
And then we want to put it right back on course to continue to invest in himself without having to invest in himself. So that's a great way to use dividends. So I've been doing this long before folks started doing that now.
Yeah.
Usually when interest rates go down, you'll start seeing a little bit better dividend situations with different companies, because some have cut their dividends through the big spike in interest rates. So it just depends. I think it's a great way to continue to invest in yourself throughout retirement without having to invest in yourself, so to speak. Mm-hmm. It does the work for you. It's autopilot.
Yeah.
I think it's a big part. This gentleman, that's the way he does it. And every so often he'll say, look, next 2 quarters, give me the interest off of those. Send me a check from the Roth account and from the IRA, which calms his taxes. I'm going to buy a new car, or we're going on a vacation. Once in a while, he does that.
Yeah.
And just gets a little bit of extra funds,
Okay.
Although he has surplus income in retirement from his Social Security and what we've done for him from a guaranteed income situation, he already has surplus, but he wants a little bit more because they're going to take a more extravagant trip or whatever it may be.
Which you deserve after working so hard and saving so much in retirement.
And it's his money, right?
Yeah.
It's his money.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big part of it is that, hey, and then some folks say, hey, just send me the cash every quarter and I'll let you know if I want you to continue to reinvest. I see that a lot in the early going. Send me the dividend check. Send me the dividend check. I see that in the first 1 to 3, 4, 5 years. Then all of a sudden they get the idea, hey, we got to keep up with inflation. Let's let these dividends buy back in. Okay. Along with what we've done for them, picking the best time for them to take Social Security. Folks, 336-586-5861. Write this down. 336-586-5861. Pretty easy number to remember as well. Give us a call. Schedule a time. Sit down for an hour, hour and a half. Go over your big situation. And let's see if we can't help you solve some of the problems with retirement and show you how good retirement can be for you. Once again, 336-586-5861. Once again, also, our website is Gaiser Financial, Gaiser financial.com. It's all up to you. You got to make that call.
Thanks for listening to the Wealth Through Wisdom podcast. To learn more, visit geiserfinancial.com. Bryan Gaiser is an investment advisor representative of Advisory Alpha LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. All opinions expressed by Bryan Gaiser are solely his own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Advisory Alpha. This recording is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for investment decisions. Investment advisory and financial planning services offered through Advisory Alpha LLC, a registered investment advisor. Insurance, coaching, and educational services offered through Gaiser Financial Group. Gaiser Financial Group is a separate and unaffiliated entity of Advisory Alpha LLC. While tax and legal services may be discussed in the general course of financial and investment planning, Advisory Alpha does not provide tax or legal services. Please consult with your tax or legal professional prior to making decisions related to these issues. This material is not endorsed or approved by the Social Security Office or any other government agency. An annuity is a long-term financial product designed largely for asset accumulation and retirement needs. All guarantees are backed by the claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. All opinions expressed by externally cited sources are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Advisory Alpha. This is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for investment decisions. The case studies presented reflects the specific circumstances of one client and should not be considered a guarantee that another client or potential client may experience the same or certain level of results. This is for informational purposes only and should not be construed as investment recommendations or solicitation. Names have been changed to protect the anonymity of clients and are not testimonials in nature.